My meditation for this day is from the Gospel of Thomas, Logion 11. Now, there are 5 lines in this Logion, but we're going to take the last line, similar to what we did in Philip. Let me read it. For on the day you were created one, you also became two. But when you come to realize your two-ness again, what will you do? That is what Yeshua said. I will read it again. For on the day when you were created one, you also became two. But when you come to realize your two-ness again, what will you do? So this seems like a very much an enigmatic verse, and probably I would consider it sort of one of those secret teachings, a kind of understanding that most will not really get unless they have an opportunity to go a little deeper into their own creation. And that's what this verse offers, a chance to go a little deeper into our own creation. And of the 5 verses, this being the last, means that we can back our way up through the Logion to the beginning, which we'll do another time. But the fact is that this Logion with its 5 verses is what's called stacking. That is, there's a sequence of thoughts that are revealed here, and they can be understood top to bottom or bottom to top. This text I'm reading from is called the Luminous Gospels. I know there are others, but this is the one that I have. And so I want to then delve into the meditation on this particular line of this Logion. What could it mean? What do you think it means? What do I think it means? Well, what I think it means, it's a revelation that there are 2 aspects to who we are. There is first our being, our manifested being, and then there is identity. There is our identity. That identity is part of our angel nature. It is angelic. It is our connection to the divine hierarchy as we begin to emerge as our angel nature is revealed, as we move into that aspect of who we are, which takes us out of time and space. So we are going from wilderness into a world that is the non-physical reality of the divine hierarchy. We are being transported out of time and space. It's a pretty interesting thing. And one of the aspects of this that I find most fascinating is the controversy that we have today with identity politics. And isn't it a strange coincidence that the one thing that Yeshua is telling us that is so vital to who we are is our identity, and it is the one thing that in this world is being the most manipulated. It is being cruelly manipulated so that we have no idea who we are. And it's a very typical kind of understanding where the truth of who we are is slightly skewed by those who are consumed by their own personality. So they have rejected their own nature in order to indulge their own personalities. That's a really interesting thing, that there are people out there who are rejecting their divine or angelic nature in favor of their own personalities. And what we are seeing is the indulgence of personality in the struggles that we experience today. And that's an amazing thing to look at and to understand. So again, that's why the wilderness experience is so powerful, because it allows us to step away from personality, to set aside personality, to embrace our angel nature in a way that's the most complete expression of our own creation. And so the wilderness experience is essential for us to understand our true identity. Who are we, and what will we do when we realize who we are? Yeshua says, what will you do? And that is, the answer to that is, be obedient to our calling. That's what he did. So he had a nature that was part of his creation. And in that was his natural aspiration to stay alive, to be alive, to procreate, to manifest himself in ways that enlarge the universe, embrace the universe. That's our most natural and our sort of first right, as it were. However, when his opportunity came, he realized that that first right, that aspect of his own creation, that was his birthright, was not his calling. It was not his identity. And that's what we have to see. What is our identity? And in that identity, what is our calling? What are we being called to do? Well, we cannot know that if we are indulged in personality. It just doesn't show up. What shows up is fame and fortune and celebrity and attention. Lots of attention. And we like that until the attention goes away and our personality begins to sink and we can no longer recognize who we are. And Yeshua is saying, it's time for you to recognize who you really are and to be true to your calling, to assume your angel nature, to go into the wilderness and detach yourself by choice from your personality. That's the mission that Yeshua undertook. And we, in the image and likeness of Yeshua, get to do the work that he did in the context of our own individual calling. What a beautiful thing. I love that. I love that idea. It's so sublime. And it's a teaching that is kind of elusive. I don't know that it's mystical or secretive in any way. It's elusive to understand because the fluff and flurry of this world obscures our opportunity to see what it is that our identity and calling really are. And that's why going into the wilderness is so critical. And I mean going into the wilderness, it could be going into your room without anything else but yourself. To be there by yourself is a wilderness of its own kind. So you don't have to go to sea in a small boat or wander the mountaintops or run from wild animals. Taming the wild animals of our imagination, which is connected to our personality, that's the issue. So disconnecting your imagination from your personality gives us the opportunity to find our identity. And our identity in the divine hierarchy, once we understand that it's there, we can then understand the calling that is given to us uniquely and individually to be responsible to the connection we have with the divine hierarchy. It's a fabulous and beautiful thing. So I urge you to do the meditation on your own identity, to seek out this verse, Gospel of Thomas, Logion 11. Amen.